Here we're going to start off by going to the Graytech PowerPack connection vault. Left click on that. We'll expand it and scroll down to where we have the category bracings. From bracings, we're going to select the threaded rod connection and we'll take a look at this. With the threaded rod connection, you would come in, select the part, right click, select your other part and right click. It then asks you for a reference point. Where do you want to place this in? So I'm going to just pick the center of each and come across. The minute you do that, you're going to end up with your threaded rod comes in and the dialog box opens. In here, you can go in and define the rod section, pick the type of shape that you want to use. You can see there's round bar, square bar, and you have other options as well. You can do the same at both ends or individually control each end and say what the extension type is, where it's from. So from the element, from the connection, from the point, and how far you want that to go. So what is the extension of the first element? And what is the reduction length of the first element? Okay. So all this area controls the first element. Now with the checkbox on, it also controls the second. You have the same options down there. Rod diameter reduction. So you have that, what is the rod diameter and how much you want that to be reduced to? What is the hole tolerance for that? And you can go around and do that as well. You then have control over your first and last washers, and these are the same settings for both. So you can come into here and you can determine how many washers do you want to have. So for example, if I put in 4, you'll see if I zoom in, you end up with 4 washers. I want to put 1, just 1 washer. You can say what is the thickness and what type of washer. Is it round, rectangular, hexagonal, or do you want it as a special part? And special parts can be determined or defined from the special parts manager, which we'll take a look at in another video. You have in the special parts, you have washers, you can see 10, 12, 16, 22, and 24. And then you have the option to come in and define outer diameter, width, length, and hole tolerance depending on what you selected. With special part, it'll take the information from what you've defined and saved in the special part manager. If you put round, you can see the outer diameter is there. If I put rectangular, you get the length and width, and so on. If you want under last washer, you can change that independently by unchecking same as first washers, and then you have all the same settings here. And you have first nuts. So if you come into here, you can see how many you want. You can see right now it says 2. Again, I'll put 4 just to show you, and you can see you end up with 4. So you can determine the quantity that you want. What is the thickness of those nuts? Again, the type. So if you wanted it round, rectangular, hexagonal, or a special part. And again, you have different options in here for special part nut, which is also controlled from the special part manager. Then you have your outer diameter and your hole tolerance, and these will change based on the type of shape you select. If you go to last nut, you have the same options again, and you have also same as first. Once done, you have a library here where you can go in and you can save your settings, so that way if you come back, you can create a library entry that will allow you to call the information back in as needed, and then load it whenever you load this tool. So here you have your reductions, your length. You can see the bar reduction taking place right here. What is the length? Right, rod diameter reduction right there, 1/16 of an inch, and the length of that reduction. So that is the threaded rod joint. It's found in the connection vault under bracings. It's the last tool in this set.